Partial firmware uploads. As I recall, you don't actually have to use the password to be able to upload a firmware. You can start a firmware upload, then kill it halfway through, and you basically kill the JetDirect box. Luckily, you can go ahead and re-upload a new firmware, but temporarily the box is hosed. That's this denial of service attacks on the printer itself. There's also denial of service attacks you can do on the network. If you give the JetDirect, let's say they don't have an admin password for it, if you give the JetDirect the same IP address as the gateway of the subnet it's on, all sorts of hell is going to break loose. If you get the net BIOS name of one of the common file servers on the network, all hell is going to break loose. And if you want to really confuse the printer, I should have moved this one up here, but a LAN attack is basically where you forge a packet as the same IP address you're trying to connect to, and you basically fool it into sending data to itself over and over and over and over again. Like I say, I'm talking to you on port 80, and I'm the same IP address as you. Oh, I'm going to send data back to me. Oh, I just got new data from me. I'm going to send back to me, and so on and so forth, ever going. Further ideas for research. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but Phenolite Group has Chai services, which is basically some information on using Java on HP JetDirects to do other functionality. It might be interesting to look into worms, backdoors, and malware. Modifying the PFT code so that you can do automated grabs, like grab the entire directory structure. As it is now, you have to grab one file at a time. And while it's a great tool, it's still a little bit buggy. It'd be nice if you just give an IP range and grab all the things from all printers on it. Vulnerabilities in the network printer implementation, like buffer overflows and such. Haven't looked into that enough. Hacking the firmware in JetDirects to create your own dial-home devices. You've heard of people modifying Linksys wireless routers to be able to do things like this. I haven't found enough information on the hardware to be able to do this yet. Not to mention JetDirects are more expensive than Linksys wireless routers, so you probably wouldn't want to do it unless you had them sitting around. But it might be an interesting thing to look into. And also, I've contacted the guy who does Kane to see if he'll implement in some automatic printer sniffing functionality so you don't have to do all the stuff I showed you earlier and make it easier. And I've tried to have my own EtherCAT filters to do it, but unfortunately I've had very little luck getting that to work because either I'm doing something wrong and the documentation isn't quite right, but it never actually worked for me. And that's pretty much all, folks. If you want to see more information on printers, this is only a little bit of the information that I had time for. Check out this particular URL, and I have a ton more information about network printer security. Any questions?
We're going to try to time for just one question.
Question?
Make it a good one.
Sorry that went so fast, but I had to get everything in at the end. Yes?
You said this presentation's on your website?
Well, this PowerPoint slide presentation isn't, but pretty much all the screenshots are, and a lot more text. When you print it out, it's about 28 pages in small font. It's a lot of stuff. But pretty much everything I showed here is in the web page. Anything else? I guess we're done. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks. At the end there, I feel like I was talking. I'm still might.